The downfall of Klay Thompson needs to be studied. And today, we're going to get right into that. Without further ado, please like, please subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, Klay Thompson, guard for the Golden State Warriors, number 11. You know, the iconic 60-point game. The One of the most lethal shooters in NBA history. Top 3, in my opinion, all time. The Splash Brother himself has been on a decline ever since he has returned back into the NBA. And, as a Warriors fan and as a Klay Thompson fan, I have to, be straight up and be honest with this. I think Klay Thompson has underperformed ever since he's come back to the league, and people have been claiming, he's been washed, he doesn't have it anymore, and that the Warriors should just give up on him and, get rid of him. Now, if we look at numbers statistically wise, Klay Thompson, first of all, he was consistently a really good 3-point shooter, and he still is a really good consistent 3-point shooter. He got injured in the 2019 NBA Finals. Almost doing a dunk. He should have done. He was going for a dunk, and he got injured. He tore his ACL. I think on his right leg he tore his ACL, and then the year after that, after rehabbing, finally coming back on the court, he again during workout he tore his Achilles on his left leg. So on two different legs, he got two freak injuries, season-ending injuries, and which really delayed his return to 2022, where Klay Thompson made his return on January 9th, aka Klay Day. And he would drop 17 points in that game, look really good, and ultimately help the Warriors win the championship and beat Boston 4-2 in game 6, and obviously won a championship 4 years, 4 championships for Klay Thompson in 6 years. Now, in my opinion, Klay Thompson ever since then has declined. He just hasn't been that 3-point lethal shooter. Now, here's the thing. Last year, not this season, last year, he did have a pretty good year. He led the league in 3-point shooting, 3-pointers made. He had 41% from the field, from 3-point land. His field goal percentage was 43%. And he also, he shot the ball a lot better than people thought he did. I think a lot of people were cutting him a little too much slack there. But I think Klay Thompson, his downfall really started this year. His downfall started this year when he averaged only 17.9 points per game. He had his 3-point percentage went down to 38%, and I think also his field goal percentage went to 43, so it stayed the same. And there's just so many games where Klay Thompson just was not himself, and that he just did not play that well this year. And it's just annoying. It's just annoying to see that. But again, it makes sense because after two freak injuries, it just really changes a player. Klay Thompson used to be an all like a really really good defender, and he's not the best in defense, obviously due to his both of his freak injuries. And I think, like, obviously a lot of people are going to bring into the fact that the play-in tournament, he did not score a single point that game. He went 0 for 10 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3, and just hasn't really looked himself, and just has really let Steph Curry down. And I don't know. I don't know if I can believe that, but it's not looked good for Klay Thompson, obviously, right? His field goal percentage has been at an all-time low. His 3-point percentage has also been on an all-time low. And the fact that we've been saying that his 3-point percentage has gone low, and we're criticizing him for, being like washed, is crazy. Shooting 38% from 3 in the NBA is ridiculous. It's above average. And that's a down year for Klay Thompson. That's how great of a shooter Klay Thompson really is. And we're saying he's washed because he's shooting 38% when the average is probably like 35% in the league. So, really, really good. I think Klay Thompson's a really good 3-point shooter. I think his 3-point shooting will always be the same. My question is, his leadership on the team, and another question is his field goal percentage, and just, being assertive and being more aggressive. I don't think Klay Thompson's been aggressive. I think he's had a lot of games where he just hasn't produced and not helped Steph Curry play well. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors win, and ultimately they got kicked out in the play-in tournament. Now here's the thing: do I think Klay Thompson will have a bounce back year, and do I think the Warriors are going to re-sign Klay Thompson? I think they will re-sign Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson is going to know what his value is, and he's going to sign a deal with the Golden State Warriors, which is going to be a team-friendly deal, and it's just not. It just doesn't make sense to break up the Splash Brothers. It doesn't make sense to break up the Big Three. And I think Klay Thompson wants to be a Golden State Warrior, right? Um, and do I think the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson? Do I think that Klay Thompson will come back to his form and be the superstar that we knew he would be? I think the prime Klay is over. I think that Klay Thompson is over. But do I think he has a resurgence year next year? Yes, I do think so. I think Klay Thompson will have a resurgence year next year, and he will ball out next year. I think the media is putting a lot of hate towards him. A lot of NBA fans are putting a lot of hate towards him. And we gotta also know every superstar, every star has down years. And I think Klay Thompson, we know what he can do when it comes to shooting the ball. In my opinion, he is the third best shooter of all time behind Ray Allen and Steph Curry, obviously. So I think Klay Thompson will have a better year next year. And we're just going to have to find out next year, is Klay Thompson going to be back, or are the Golden State Warriors dynasty going to be officially over?